All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to talk a little bit about yesterday. I know you guys always ask me about what I do on my day off, and you want to hear stories, so I'm going to tell you a story. And this is going to be a little bit on the longer side. All right, so I hope that you guys are ready for a story. You ready for story time, or should I just skip it? You don't care about yesterday. You don't want to be entertained, right? You guys aren't here for entertainment. You just, serious business. So you don't want to hear the story about yesterday. All right, forget it. I'm not going to tell the story. No one wants to hear it. Everyone's telling me in the stream chat, just skip it. No one cares about you or your personal life or anything like that. You're a boring person. Everyone hates you anyway. Who the hell would want to hear about that, right? All right, forget it. All right, we'll skip it. Cool. We'll completely skip it, and we won't talk about it. Everyone in chat's going nuts, of course. What the hell? No, we want... What? Tell the story. All right, so here's the deal. Yesterday was a day, Kat and I specifically planned this day out to be a day that we would be able to spend the entire day together. We didn't have any appointments. We didn't have anything to interrupt what we wanted to do. We even had reservations at a restaurant for dinner, specifically one that Kat had picked out. So everything was planned and well, and we were like, we're going to have a great day out, okay? We were hoping anyway. Do you know the saying? What is the Murphy's Law saying? If anything can go wrong, it will screw you up the butt. I think that was Murphy's Law. I think that's how he worded it. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. I hope you guys are ready for this. So first of all, in the morning, we're getting ready, and in reality, my wife, wanted to get ready, wanted to, put on her makeup and everything, and I said, well, I'll just run out, I'll go to the grocery store quick, a very quick trip, and just grab a few odds and ends that we're running low on. We didn't even really need anything. There was only one meal we had to buy supplies for to make. Everything else we still had from the previous week, but a few things we had run out. So I said, okay, I'll run quick. I went to the grocery store, no problem, grabbed a few things, she's getting ready. All right, but the thing is that my wife and I don't really get a lot of time to sit down and plan stuff out, and when we do, we try to put effort into it, but a lot of times we forget stuff. So, yesterday, guys, was a day that we took off, but you may have noticed something. It was not a normal day off. Normally, my days off are during the week, right? It'll be like a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, something like that. And my wife and I didn't really think about that. We just thought, oh, it's just a day off. We didn't think in our heads, it's a Sunday, all right? Big mistake, because on Sunday, it's the weekend. And on the weekend, there's way more people out than on weekdays, which is normally when we have our day out. So not only is there increased traffic, but this means that there also would be way more people going to the places that we want to go. There is a place that we've been going to eat recently on our days off for like breakfast. And it's a really nice place because it's a throwback place to, like, I've been telling my wife, it really reminds me of the diners I used to go to when I was a kid. I used to go to a place called Friendly's with my mom when I was a kid. My mom and I would have days out where she would just go out and she had to do a lot of shopping or whatever. Sometimes we go to the mall together, or go to the movies together. And then we would actually go out and get lunch, and it would be at Friendly's. Friendly's is like an American-style diner where you can get all kinds of food. Sandwiches, burgers, grilled cheese, chicken, all kinds of stuff. And I liked it because it was sit down in old-style booths, and you could get shakes. They had amazing milkshakes and stuff. So I used to grow up going there. So there are places out here. There's one place in particular we've been going to recently for like the past month and a half, 2 months, on and off we go there. And it reminds me of old school Americana dining, like old diners, all right? We love this place. We love it. The value for the food is great. The food is outstanding, at least per American standards. It's not gourmet food, but it's basically, if you like American diner food, you're going to like this place. So anyway, we've been going there, and we said, well, we want to go there to celebrate my wife's birthday. She loves it so much. But we're so absent-minded, we're not thinking, oh, it's Sunday. We drive there, the entire place is full. And there's people waiting outside to get in, and we're like, you've got to be kidding me. Now, here's the thing. If we didn't have plans for what we wanted to do for the rest of the day, we probably would have waited. But we actually had plans. The place where my wife wanted to have dinner actually was a pretty far drive away, and there was a big shopping area there, and our plan was we were going to drive there. It takes a while to get there. We were going to spend the whole day there, going around, doing a little bit of shopping, and then having this nice dinner together. But we didn't want to get stuck, spending all this time waiting to get in to eat this place. And by the way, the place was overrun with people. And the thing is, with COVID, you don't want to fucking be around a million people. We like eating in places that don't have a lot of people in them because we feel it's safer, okay? Even though we're vaccinated fully. This Delta variant, motherfucker, we don't want to get sick, okay? Even though we probably won't go to the hospital for it, we don't want to get sick and be stuck at home with COVID. We said we're not going to do it. Now, on a whim, we very foolishly did something we should not have done. We said, what is near us right now that we can just grab any food to put something in our bellies, and then we can drive out to this area where we want to spend the rest of the day shopping and everything. So we look, and guess what's the closest thing to this diner? Burger King. Oh, good. Well, we said, what the hell? We'll just drive to Burger King and grab something quickly, and then we'll be off on our day after that. We'll get on the road and we'll drive out to this place. Burger King. So, we drive 1 block to Burger King. As we're at this Burger King, we firmly realize this is not the kind of Burger King that normally we would want to go to. I'm not kidding you. As we're waiting in the drive-thru, there are essentially drug users in an alleyway next to Burger King doing drugs, like plainly in view of us. We're staring at them like, that guy's shooting up. Yeah, right in front of people at Burger King. People are shooting up. Like, oh. This might be a problem. Well, we better just get our food and get the hell out of here. So we order. Now, what did we order? My wife wanted to get a original chicken sandwich combo. She likes the original chicken sandwich at Burger King. So she ordered that as a combo. I ordered something that I hadn't tried yet, the Chiking chicken sandwich. They have a new chicken sandwich at Burger King. And they have two varieties. They have a regular, which is like lettuce, tomato, onion, and mayo. And then they have one that's the spicy version, which is supposed to have spicy sauce and some other kind of sauce on it or something. We order, and we drive to a safe area. We get the fuck out of there. Seriously, we get the fuck out of there. And we're like, let's eat somewhere safe quick. Because the thing is, Burger King doesn't have the doors open. Now, we don't know if they don't have the doors open because of COVID or because there's fucking druggies in the alleyway next to them shooting up. Maybe the druggies keep going into their store to shoot up and shit. Because that could be. It could be, oh, we want to do somewhere safe, so we go in their bathroom and start shooting up drugs. Who knows, right? This obviously is not a good part of town. We drive to somewhere safe, or at least we think it's safe, and we open our food and we're going to eat. So my wife starts eating. Her food seems good. She's like a little dry, but what are you going to do? It's Burger King, right? I open up my bag. I eat a fry. Burger King fries are kind of crappy. I never really liked Burger King fries. The early 2000s, their fries were good. They used to have potato skins on the fry. Then they tasted good. But I've never been impressed with Burger King fries in the last like 10, 15 years. They suck. So finally, I go to grab my sandwich. I'm like, what the hell? I pull my hand out of the bag. My hand is completely covered in sauce. So what they did, they completely soaked the sandwich in sauce. What they do with this Chiking sandwich is they wrap it in wax paper and then they put it inside of like a foil bag. So I opened the foil bag and I just put my hand in to grab the sandwich and I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm in a car. I'm not at home. I don't have a ton of napkins with me. I don't have a faucet to wash my hand, right? This is me in a car. After this meal, we're about to drive a ways to go spend a day out. Nice for my wife's birthday. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I pull it out. I'm not kidding you. The entire wax paper was wet. There wasn't, like, it wasn't dry at all. I'm trying to unwrap the sandwich, and I'm getting increasingly covered in sauce. It was the most sloppy, nasty fucking thing I've seen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, normally I would just tell the story. This was so bad, I took a picture. Because I immediately said, I'm going to complain about this. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is the most revolting thing I've ever seen. So, I have a picture for you. That was the sandwich that they gave me. What you're seeing right now is what they gave me at Burger King. Yummy! It looks like it came out of someone's asshole. It looks like someone who had a giant festering zit popped that fucker right onto the sandwich. That is what they gave me. Seriously. Oh my fucking god. I mean, do I even have to describe it any... Like, do I even have to say another word about it? So, I couldn't eat it. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. That bun is covered in sauce. Like, everything I touched, I got sauce on me. I just couldn't... How was I supposed to eat that? That is the most revolting thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it might tasted good. I don't know. Look at that. That's vomit-inducing. Like, I got sick to my stomach looking at it. I threw it out. I couldn't eat it. I took a picture. I threw it out, and I immediately went to Burger King's website and filed a complaint. I said, are you out of your mind? You expect me to eat that? Like, it's not even edible. Look at that. It's everywhere. It's cut. No, see, someone just said you hold it in the wrapper. Look at the wrapper. The wrapper is soaked in sauce. There was no dry part of the wrapper to hold on to eat it. That wrapper is wet and dripping and saturated in sauce. There's no way to eat that without getting covered in it. And by the way, I don't know what that yellow shit is on it, but oh my god, like, it doesn't look like mayo. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that is nasty shit. Like I said, that looks like a zit. That someone was festering zit and they went and it squirted all over the sandwich. That is fucking nasty shit. Why would I want to eat that? All I had for my meal yesterday was fries. I'm serious. I threw out the sandwich. I couldn't eat that. So all I did was eat the sandwich. That was it. And we drove away. We had to go on. You know, we had plans for the day. And I did complain. And I have written back and forth with Burger King twice in the last 24 hours. Basically, they apologized. I sent them the picture, and then they really apologized and said that they're going to basically get this restaurant in contact with me. Essentially, what's going to happen is probably the manager of the store will apologize and be like, oh, here's a few free credits to come and get free food. Do you really think I want to go back to that Burger King? Really? Do you really think I want to go there? Where number one, I have to see people shooting up while I'm buying food. And then I have to try to eat that? Like, are you out of your mind? So even if they give me free stuff, I probably aren't even going to go there. I hope if they do give me anything free, I hope they give it to go to another Burger King that's a better one. Because that place is fucked. Seriously. So then we leave, and we're off on our day, okay? The good news is, we did have a lot of fun. We ended up going to a few stores and things that normally we wouldn't go to because they're not in our local area. It was further out drive and everything. We had a nice day. The weather was fucking hot. It wasn't supposed to be. The weather claimed that the high for the day was going to be in the low 70s. It was in the 80s. Full sun, fucking 80s, sweating our balls off. out here because the car was so goddamn hot. Because it was hot as shit outside. It was just like, oh, come on. It figures that our day out we planned for Kat's birthday ends up being insanely hot and we're sweating. But you know you could do about that. You know, whatever, make the best of it. The good news is, we had fun. We went to, like I said, we went to a few different stores or whatever. We went to a few areas normally we wouldn't have gone to. We actually got a new kind of treat for Jasper. That's, it's supposed to be like a puree of both tuna and shrimp. And he loves seafood. Like, whenever we eat food, if we order seafood, oh my God, he goes crazy. He'll jump on the kitchen table, he'll sniff it. Oh, seafood. And he'll try to get some, because he's a cat. He wants to eat the seafood. He doesn't do that for anything else, only seafood. He loves seafood. So we ended up getting him this nice, you know, this nice new treat and everything. So then finally, we're coming at kind of close to the end of our day. Now, I'm starving. The only thing I've eaten all day long was a small fries from Burger King. I didn't eat anything else all day. At least Kat had a chicken sandwich. I was starving. I'm like, okay, good. It's finally time for dinner, okay? So, where did we go for dinner? We had a reservation at a Japanese-style restaurant. It was supposed to be 3 different kinds of cuisine. They had a hibachi grill, so if you wanted to get hibachi stuff, they would cook it for you fresh. It was also known as a steakhouse, so they make Japanese-style steaks, and also a sushi restaurant. So it says right on the front, hibachi, seafood, no, it said steak, seafood, sushi. It says right on the front on their sign. That's how they advertise themselves. Kat had actually, ahead of time, made this reservation and looked it up and saw the menu, and she had picked out kinds of sushi that she wanted to try. She was like, man, it looks like they have some really unique, good sushi here. I can't wait to try this new sushi they're gonna have. And also their drinks menu looked pretty good. I couldn't drink because I had to drive home, but she was gonna have a drink or two while we were there. We're waiting finally to our reservation. We get up to the door. As we walk to the front door, there's a giant sign on the front door. Oh, sorry, no sushi today. What? We couldn't believe it. We had made the reservation and went there specifically to get sushi for Kat's birthday. No sushi today. We opened the door and said, what's going on? Oh, well, our sushi chef gets 2 days off a week, Sundays and Mondays. So he's off today. I'm like, you didn't say that online. Nowhere on your fucking website does it say that you don't have sushi on Sunday or Monday. We made this reservation over 2 weeks ago to come here for sushi. Oh, we're sorry about that. Well, do you still want your reservation? No! Fuck off! So we left. And Kat was very upset. And I don't blame her. We had done all this stuff planning this special day out for her. The first meal is ruined. And now the second meal is fucking ruined. So what did we do? We thought about what we wanted to do. And she basically really wanted sushi. I said, well, at this point, now here we are, way far away from home. I said, the only thing I could think of, we could do one of two things. We could try to find another sushi restaurant in the area, if there's any that are even good. Or we could go to a sushi restaurant we know we like, or we can go home and order. So first of all, we tried to search the area for a sushi restaurant. The only one in the area is this place called Trappers, but Trappers is more fast foody, meaning there really is no sit-down dining. There's a bar you sit at, and they have this one of those rotating conveyor belts, so you can just grab sushi off. It's not like made for order or anything. And I was like, that's more like, you know, you want to go there for lunch or grab something quick. That's not like you're going to sit down and have a birthday dinner at Trapper Sushi. You know what I'm saying? So then we're like, okay, why don't we go to the sushi restaurant that's near our house that we normally would go to anyway, but we wanted to do something special for her birthday. I guess forget it, we'll just go there. We look it up, closed on Sundays. So we don't even have the option to go to our usual place for sushi because it's closed on the day that we have off for her birthday. Finally, it's like we're at our wit's end, and we're like, what are we going to do? Well, you know, we could sit here, we could bitch, we could moan, we could stamp our feet, we could be upset. You know, we could be a bunch of Karens. Or we could try to make take the lemons, make the lemonade out of the lemons. So I said, we're going to go home really quick. And I drove us home as fast as I possibly could. I broke the speed limit a couple times. I actually broke the sound barrier a couple of times, I'm sure. Actually, I'm kidding. I didn't break the speed limit. I'm actually, contrary to popular belief about how I drive in video games, I am one of the more conservative drivers out here. The drivers out here are out of their fucking minds. Like, we're driving on a road. I'm not familiar with the road. Like I said, we're away from home. It says 40 mile per hour speed limit. So I will drive like 40, 45. We got people flying by us going like 70 miles per hour on a regular road. This isn't a fucking highway. These are regular roads. And by the way, the roads where we were driving on were very narrow with no guardrails on them. So if you drive off this road, you're driving off into the woods. It's like... these people are out of their minds. We get home as fast as we can. Jasper's happy to see us. We give him his treat. So what are we going to do? I said, well, there's this Japanese restaurant we have been ordering from recently and getting delivery at home. The sushi that we've tried from there is good. The problem is the delivery sushi isn't great. It comes and it's warm. It's falling apart by the time it arrives because it's delivery. You know, you order anything like DoorDash or Uber Eats, you're not getting it for 30 to 45 minutes after they already made it. So it's all been kind of sitting there. So what we want to do is, well, let's do it anyway. So we ended up ordering like 3 kinds of sushi from this restaurant. And it was pretty good. Admittedly, one of the sushis was outstanding. This one actually had salmon and tuna on top, and it had I think it had crab and other stuff inside of it. That one was like ridiculously good. And normally I'm not one for eating raw fish, but this was like, wow, the flavor was outstanding. One of them was really basic. It was just like cream cheese and tempura shrimp, and it was too basic for me. I didn't like it that much. And then the last one had eel, and I actually like the eel. I think it's like savory, but Kat liked the other one, the one with the fish on it better. So anyway, we ended up eating at home as if it were just a normal day. We ended up ordering it home and getting delivery and eating at home. It sucked, you know, and it sucks because we had gone out of our way to plan this special day for her, and I try to do everything possible. She, you know, just so you guys know, because some people ask ridiculous stuff like, oh, did you get her anything? Of course I did. It's actually, I ordered it a bit ago, and what she's getting for her birthday is coming later this week. Nothing I can do about that. Delivery time is delivery time. So she's getting another present. You know, it wasn't, this day out was supposed to be the majority of her present, but she's getting something else later this week. But, you know, it is what it is. The day I'll be honest, the day was disappointing compared to what we had imagined it was going to be. But there's not much you can do about that. Sometimes life fucks you over and you just gotta make the best of it. We did have a great day regardless. Like I said, the time we spent between the fucked up meals was actually really good. We had a nice day out. We had a lot of fun together. And I'm happy about that because normally I don't get to spend the whole day with Kat. Usually it's half the day is run errands, appointments and shit, and then we wedge in time together between all that. This was a day fully dedicated to us spending together, and that was really nice. So we still had a good one. It just was nowhere as good as we had wanted it to be. Someone asked if we had a birthday cake. No, actually, last week, Kat had said instead of a cake, I want a pie. So we ended up getting a big Dutch apple pie from a really good bakery, and she's been actually eating the pie. I had 2 pieces of it. It's amazing fucking pie. I'm not kidding. Best apple pie I've ever had, and she's been eating pie over the past week to finish it. So I think there's like a tiny bit left in the fridge, but we've had that to celebrate all kind of week. So that was our day. That was our day. This was the start of our day. This was the fucking start of our day. Burger King, where someone craps the food out of their ass into your wrapper, apparently. Because what the fuck is that? I mean, I think I've actually had turds that are better and neater than that. Actually, most of my turds are neater than that. That's just fucking something else. Anyway. That was our day.
I said to her, if you ever call me again, I will give the number to the police and say